We shouldn't be sending mixed signals, and if any time I found that the Iraqis were developing weapons of mass destruction, they wouldn't exist anymore.
Who wouldn't exist anymore? The weapons wouldn't
The
exist?
weapons of mass destruction, yes. I'm not going to... They just need to hear that from a potential president, that if we catch them in violation of the agreement, if we in any way, shape, or form find out that they're developing weapons of mass destruction, that there will be action taken. And they can just guess what that action might be.
Is there a realistic way to deal with that kind of thing when you have an evil person in charge and causing these things to happen?
Well, I think the most realistic way is to keep them isolated in the world of public opinion and to work with our alliances to keep them isolated. I'm just as frustrated as many Americans are that Saddam Hussein still lives. I think we ought to keep the pressure on him. I will tell you this, if we catch him developing weapons of mass destruction in any way, shape, or form, I'll deal with that in a way that he won't like. The danger to our country is growing. The Iraqi regime possesses biological and chemical weapons. The Iraqi regime is building the facilities necessary to make more biological and chemical weapons. And according to the British government, the Iraqi regime could launch a biological or chemical attack in as little as 45 minutes after the order were given. The regime has long-standing and continuing ties to terrorist organizations, and there are al-Qaeda terrorists inside Iraq. The regime is seeking a nuclear bomb, and with fissile material could build one within a year.
Someone is waiting for a so-called smoking gun. It's certain that we will have waited too long.
We don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud.
We cannot wait for the final proof, the smoking gun that could come in the form of a mushroom cloud.
There are al-Qaeda in Iraq.
Saddam Hussein cavorts with terrorists.
Secretly and without fingerprints, he could provide one of his hidden weapons to terrorists or help them develop their own. The main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out he didn't. Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here. The main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out he didn't.
You've talked about how just sick you felt to your stomach when you found out there were no weapons of mass destruction. Can you bring me to that moment? Did someone walk in and say, we've stopped looking, they're not there? Who was it? How did that happen?
It just kind of was, it evolved. The fact that there wasn't weapons evolved. I mean, you know, when we first got in there, started looking around and didn't find anything, you get that kind of sinking feeling that, uh-oh. And then time went on, and then we got tips, you know, I'll never forget the tip that there was crates buried, you know, hidden in the Euphrates River. So they found, maybe these are them, and they've sent frogmen, and there was nothing there. And so,
nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
First of all, I was responsible. And the 2004 campaign was partially about that responsibility. But, yeah, I mean, the commander-in-chief responsible. And, you know, I wish we'd have found weapons of mass destruction.